Hey man, what's happening, man? We got Iron Man, Marvel Universe, Epic Heroes. Oh, Iron Man, neoclassic Iron Man. One of the classic armors that we've been missing for a long time. Seems like Hasbro's just really coming out with all the good stuff now. They gave us the Extremis, they're giving us the neoclassic armor. Now it would just be badass if they gave us the Bleeding Edge armor next, wouldn't it? Hmm? The artwork here by Clayton Crane, I believe. Check out the artwork. Huh? You know, I'm always looking at the artwork because ever since they did the Deadpool artwork for Wave 3 X-Force, they gave us a bunch of clues as to what was coming out, you know, as far as characters. You could look in the back, you had X-Force, you had Doctor Doom, it's kind of like a clue, so I always look to see if they're going to give us clues here as well. Here's the rest of the wave. U.S. Agent, Marvel Knights, Iron Man, Doctor Doom, Deadpool, X-Mutants. Notice instead of giving us character names, if they're going to give us variants, they'll do something like X-Mutants, which they're planning on giving us Danny Moonstar and Mystique. So instead of changing the name, saving money, I guess, they just put X-Mutants. Okay, here we go. Build a base, right? So let me show you now what I kind of mean about this build a base. You see, you can just kind of connect them, or I mean, you can connect them any way you like, right? Not only that, you can build circles, just ideas of what you can do with these. You can stack them and build tiers. So you know, you can get creative, think of some stuff to do. Yeah, I think somebody was talking about casting these and making a crap load of them. I believe it was Bob the Odd. I don't remember. Here's the armor. All right. Now I don't know if you can see through the camera how this color shines, but I don't know. Me looking at it, it kind of looks bland, but it's actually metallic. The gold is very gold, and the red has got a metallic sparkle to it. So the paint job on this Iron Man is really, really nice. You know, it's not just bland colors. It's a nice gold, metallic, and kind of like a candy apple red on the red. I'll bring it in for a closer view to see if you can catch the paintwork. But here's the head sculpt. Now you can kind of see the shine a little bit. Here's the head sculpt. Nice head sculpt, very accurate. The mask does not come off. I know you guys are probably wondering, oh, maybe they did something special for us, but no, they didn't. Here's the thing that sucks for this. It's on a ball peg, and there's no disc joint. So what does that mean? You can't look up, you can't look down. That's pretty much all the range of motion you're gonna get. You can get the left to right, but as far as putting him in a flight pose, it's not gonna work. So that's a big negative for me. I like the way they're doing these shoulder joints, and with the shoulder armor, you can kind of move it out of the way, and you've got the shoulder ball joint. Still got the bicep swivel, right? So that's a plus right there. You got the double jointed elbows, huh? That's pretty cool. You actually have forearm swivel, which is cool. I wasn't expecting that. And you have the disc peg joint for the hand. Here's the cool part. Here's another thing I wasn't expecting. You can actually pull these out, and you can use your Iron Man 2-pack hands and swap them in and out and use different hands. So that's a plus. So that's really cool. So I mean, there's got some positives and it's got some negatives with this figure. But to be honest with you, I think it's got more positives than negatives. And one of the negatives being the fact that head doesn't quite look up. You know, you can try to pull it as much as you can, or bend the torso back. Let's see if we can get him in a decent flying pose. Well, see, the head doesn't quite look up as much as I'd like it to. It pops off. But try to get as much as you can out of it, I guess. I guess that's decent if he's not looking straight. But it just, you can't get that really cool flying pose where he's just looking straight on. We've got the Y joint here, no T joint with this. I'm thinking this is probably an older figure, and they did it maybe a few years back, 2-3 years back, and they just, you know, just putting it out now. Double jointed knees. We've got a calf swivel here, which is good. But here on the foot, we've got just the left to right. You cannot rock it, or it doesn't have no ankle pivot. You can't point it down. You can't point it up. It's just left to right. So very hard, very difficult to stand this character in any other pose other than straight up, because, like I said, the legs just won't work with you. They bow out if you try to spread his stance a bit. But let's get into something you guys have been really wanting to see, and that's a height comparison. I'll bring in the Extremis Ironman, which is something that everybody has. I'll use the variant, which is no different from the regular. Straighten this out, make sure the feet are even. Let's turn it to the side. You can see there's not too much of a height difference. So hopefully it doesn't bug you guys that he's just a tad bit shorter. He is a lot bulkier, which is a plus, but he's not that tall. But he's almost as tall as the Extremis. And a lot of us already believe the Extremis Ironman was too short. So, it kind of makes you think, is Hasbro like going shorter and shorter with the armors? What's going on with that? You know what I mean? I just hope when if we do get the bleeding edge armor, that it's not shorter. Otherwise, I'm just gonna raise hell, man. I can't stand these armors getting shorter. And you know what's crazy about Iron Man? It's okay if the armor's a little too tall, but it's not okay if it's too short. You understand what I'm saying? So if it was too tall, there'd be less complaining. But the fact that they're getting shorter and shorter and it's too short, people will really get upset about that. I'm one of the people that get upset about that. But here's a height comparison. So it's not off too much. And like I said, Hasbro isn't the only one that had problems. You got to understand, Toy Biz did too. Do you guys remember the Face-Off Iron Man, Modular Iron Man? That armor was way too short. One of the shortest armors Toy Biz did, and it was way off scale. No pegs on the Extremis, but we do get the peg on the Iron Man Neo Classic, and it goes with the base. So, it'll help you. Not that he's got big ass feet. It's not like you're going to need the stand anyways to stand him straight. But if you're trying to get him into a different pose, running or whatever, you're going to have to use the stand. You could probably balance him on that one foot, but no ankle rocker. So, I don't know. I'd probably give this figure a 7 because of the feet, the height, and I think that's it. Otherwise, great figure. Go get you some later.